Good everyone, my name is Graphics. In this video, we want to draw the development of an oblique cone that is truncated at an angle of what? 15 degree. Now if you look at the right hand side of the screen, you see the view of the oblique cone that we are about to replicate before we can draw out development of it. So the first thing you do is to replicate that drawing. I'm going to draw my vertical line this way. That'll be my reference line. You see, that'll be the first thing I'll do. And I'm going to draw my horizontal line this way. That'll be the second thing I'll do. Right? Now, the next thing that we are going to do here is that if you look at the top of the screen, at your left hand side, you're going to see this point here is this point you're seeing here. And we're going to measure 20 millimeter away from that point. From here to here is 20. So I'm going to measure that 20 first of all. From this point to this point is 20. You can see that. That's the first thing I'll do. Then again, I'll measure 88. So from here, I'm going to measure another 88. So from 0, this is 80, right? This is 85 and this is 88 here. You can see, so these 2 points. I'm going to take in those 2 points. I'll call that my point. I'll call it A prime, or let me say AB. A and what? And B. And I'm going to tick in it. So if I tick in it, I'll have this to this point. You can see that. Now the next thing is on this line here, I'll measure an height of 70 as shown in the figure. From here to here, 70. So I'm going to measure 70 from 0 to 7 is 70, right? And I'll draw my line, faint line, to meet that point. Let me call that point what? Let me say the point is point B, or I can say A, whatever you want. Let me say C, right? I'll call it C, depending on what you actually want. Now I'm going to join here too, from this point with my faint line to this point here. So I'm still going to call that point C. Now we are told that the height at which it is truncated from here to here, which is from here to somewhere around here, is 20 millimeter. So I'll just take my T-square on that point. I'm going to draw a vertical line this way. So I'm going to measure 20 millimeter upward, right? So from this point, I'll measure 20 millimeter upward. As you can see here, this is 0, this is 20. And I'm going to trace that point to the sides of the cone at this point here. So I can easily extend it if I want to. This way I have my reason a little bit. Now on this point here, I'll draw another vertical line this way. This way in one direction. I'll make this point here to be 0. So from 0 to this point is what? From here to here is 180. So I actually need what? 15 degree. So I'm going to take my protractor and I'm going to measure 15 degree, right? From this point. So you see this line is on the same point as this. You can see that. So this will be 0, 10, and this will be what? 15. That point is 15. And I'm going to draw a line from that point through this point here. I'll draw a line, I'll tick in the line. Right? And I'll also tick in this line too. Right? And I'll also tick in this line too. So what I've drawn now, I have replicated the figure that you can see on the screen. Right? Now it's for me to now draw the development of this figure here. So what you're going to do, since here you're seeing diameter here, means I'm going to draw a semicircle under this main figure. That is the first step. I'll draw what? A semicircle here. So let me get half of that diagram. From here to here is 88, right? So that's 88. So this will be half of it will be what? 44. Here. This 40 and this 44. And I'm going to take my compass, place it at that point, 44, ensure I'm getting the right thing. Right? This point. You see that? That is half of it. Now with the same measurement I used before that, with the same measurement, I've now adjusted it. I'll just place it here this way. And I'll take my set square and I'll draw a vertical line down this way, faint line. That line I'm drawing there, I'll come here again with the same measurements I used to draw the semicircle, right? I'll place it at this point here where it marks here. I'll mark left and I'll also mark where right. I'll come at this point here, I'll mark here, and I'll come here also, and I'm going to mark here also. You can see that. So I can rotate those points, draw the point that will touch each of those points this way. The next one too, this way. The next one too, this way. Next one too, this way. You can see that. Now, in doing that aspect now, is you start naming from what we have here, and this will be, we start from here, this will be 0, here will be 1, here will be 2, 3, 4, 5, and what? 6. Right? So what I'm going to do next is, this will be my reference point here. So if this is C, I'll call here to be what? My C prime. So it depends on what you want to do. So with the radius of C prime to 0 this way, you can see that I'm going to draw a semicircle. I'll come again to the next point. From 1, I'll draw another semicircle. From 2, I'll draw another semicircle. From 3, I'll draw another semicircle. From 4, I'll draw another one. From 5, I'll draw another one. From 6, I'll draw another one. I see that? So I'll start naming them. If this is 0, right? If this is 0, here to be what? I'll call it 0 prime. This is 1, this will be what? 1 prime. Here will be what? 2 prime. Here will be 3 prime, 4 prime, 5 prime, and what? 6 prime. You can see that? That is what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to draw a line from this point C, just like here, to meet each of those points. So from C to 6, from C to 5, from C to 4, from C to 3, from C to 2, from C to 1, from C to 0. You can see that? That is the next thing we'll do. So what we'll do next again is I want to get in contact with this inclined line at an angle of 15 degrees. What I'm going to do is I'll take my set square, right, and place it on my t-square. Then I'll take this point up to touch the base of this cone, like this, faint line. You can see that. So here will be 1. This is the 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4, 5, and 6. And I'll take them towards the center, the apex point of the cone. So I have this, 2, I have this, 3, right? And I have this, 4, I have this, 5, I have this. You can see that? So in doing that, we'll move. At this point here now, after I've done all this, the next thing is the same we did in the previous video. I'll come to any given point here. Let me rearrange this. Now we want to develop. So I'll take my set square. I'm going to place it, draw a vertical line at any given distance on your drawing sheet, right? Draw a vertical line this way. You can see that. Now I'll pick a point on that line. That point, this is C, so this will represent my point C. You can see that. Make it more bold. C. Now the next thing is I'll start from here, from C to 6. You can see that. From C to 6. I'll come from C to 6. You can see that. So let me still extend this a little bit here. So this will be my point 6. Right? Now I will come to, I want to get where this is on this line, this arc here, this inclined line here. I'll take my set square, I'll go to the line of 6. This is the line of 6 here. So I'll call this to be my line of 6. I'll call it the 6. Let me see A. Right? So I'll come to that point. I'll draw an horizontal line to touch here. Then I'll call here my A prime. Right? So I'll take the line from C to A prime. You can see that. From C to A prime. I'll come to C here and I'll mark. So this will be my A prime here, right? Similarly, I'll do the same thing from C to 5. So I'll come to C here. I'll strike an arc at both sides, left and right. You can see that at both sides, left and right. Now, I will not take the distance between any of these 2 points here, right? Any of these 2 points here, either A 1 and 2 or 1 and 0, any of the 2 points. You can see that. Now come to 6, right? Now mark left and what? And right. So what I did here with this C I used, trace it back again to this point. I said 1 to 5, from 0 to 5 here, right? So I'll come to C, I'll mark on that point, strike an arc, strike an arc. You can see that. So where it meets here, this will be 0.5. This will also be what? 0.5. You can see that. Then I'll come again, take the same measurement here, which is still 1 and that is these two here. You can see that. Or this any of the division there. I'll come to 5. Before that, right? Before that, to make our work easier, I'll come to that point C. I'll draw a line that will come from C. That will touch here. I'll draw down that will come from C. That will touch here. Right? Now, 0.5. Now I'm going to trace 0.5. This 0.5 here. I'll trace it. It's meeting here and it's coming towards this point. So here is 0.5 on that inclined line here. So I'll call it just B. So I'll trace it from B here. You see that? I'll trace it to this one here. And I'll call that point B. That again. Now I'll take my compass, place it at C to B here. And I'll come to C and I'll mark on that line of 5, 5 here and 5 here. You can see that? So this point here will be B prime. This is B prime here. So here will be B prime and here will also be what? B prime. And also, I'll do the same thing again like I did earlier. Take the marcation of 1 and A or 1 and 0. I'll come to 5. I'll strike an arc towards the left. I'll come again, strike another arc towards the right. You can see that. Then I'll move from C to 4. You can see that. Then I'll come to C. I'll mark on that line. Cut this. You can see that. Then I'll come here. I'll cut this. To where they meet. Here. Where they intersect. This will be 4. And this will be what? 4. All good. So I'll draw a line from C to that point 4. And from here to that point 4. You can see that. Then I'll go to the line of 4, which is this. It is 4, it meets at this point. I'll call it C. Or let me call it D. So I'll choose that point D to meet this. Right? That's it. To meet this one here. To this point. So that will be my D prime. So I'll trace my line from C here to D prime. See that? Then I'll come to C here and I'll mark on the line of 4. You can see that because this is line of 4 here. Then I'll call this to be D prime and D prime. Not necessarily do this, I'm just doing this to just show you to be able to explain that to you, so you don't have to be naming yours, right? Now the next one is I'll come from C to 3, right? I'll come from C here, I'll mark. Even before that, I'll just do a small arc here and do a small arc here. Then I'll take the markation here, right? Taking the markation here, I'll just come to 4, I'll strike an arc. I'll come to 4 here also, I'll strike another arc. So where they meet will be 0.3, and here also be what, 0.3, right? And I'll draw a line that will from C to 3, that will from C to 3, right? Now trace the line of 3 is where it is here. I'll call it E prime. So I'll trace it to this point. From here to touch this here to this point here, this will be my E prime, right? So I'll place my compass from C to E prime. Then I'll come on line of C here and I'll mark on the line of 3 and 3. So that will be my E prime, because I'm looking at the line of 3 here. Then again, I can take from C to 2. Then I'll come to this point. I'm going to just mark close to it. I'll mark close to it left and right. Then take the measurement of 1 and here, 1 and 0. Come to this point, mark on this. Come to this point, mark on this. This is 2, and this is also what, 2. So I'll draw a line that is going to pass through this point from here and from here, right? Now trace the line of 2. This is the line of 2 here, meeting at this point. I'll call it F prime or F. I'll call it F. So F will go to this point here to form F prime here, right? And I'll measure my from here to F prime onto this point, mark on the line of F of 2, right? So this will be my F prime here and F prime here, right? Then the next one is to 1 now. From 0 to 1, I'll come to C here. I'll mark close to 2, mark close to 2, right? And I'll take the measurement of 1 and what, and 0, and I'll place it on 2. I'll mark, place it on 2 here. I'm going to mark. So where they meet, that'll be my point 1. That'll be my point 1, right? Then I'll draw a line that'll connect C and 1. Another one that'll connect C and 1. You can see that. Then trace the point of 1 meeting at this point here. I'll call it G. So trace the line of G to go to this point here. So this is my G prime. So take my point from C to G, right? And I'll come here, I'll mark, and I'll come here, I'll mark, right? This point will be G prime here, and what? And G prime here, right? Then the last but not the least, from C to 0, right? So I'll come here, mark close to this point here. I'll come here, mark close to this point here. and take the measurement of 0 and 1, come to this point and mark here. Then I'll come to this point here also, I'm going to mark, right? So let's say they are meeting at this point here. Here, that will be 0, and here also be what? 0. So I'll just connect it from this point to this point, and from this point to this point, right? Then I'll just trace this last point here to this point. Let me see, I to this point here. This is point I here. I'll just mark from C to I. Now come here, mark. Now come here, mark. That'll be my I prime. So we successfully done that. So what I'll just do here is to connect these 2 points, I and 0. Then I and 0, right? There is my French curve to connect the rest of the point that we have here. So this is what I am going to do. Connect the rest of the point with my French curve, and I'll be having this. Let's connect that and see what is going to happen from here to here. Let me connect these two. From 6 first of all. Take 6, 4, and 5 together, and I'll turn it again. Take 6, 4, and 5 again. Right? Then I'll come here. I'll take 4, 3, and 2 together. This way. I'll turn it here. Take 4, 3, and 2 too. Right? Then I'll come here. Actually come to this point. Like this. You can see. And here too. Then I wanna come to this one here and do this. I'll take this. Then I'll turn this one. Then Just the all of them that we have here. Then I have this. So this is what we have. That will be the development of this figure here. And if you want to watch our previous video on how you develop a cone, but that is not truncated, you can actually click on the link at the top right corner of the screen here, and it take you to where you can actually view another video on what on Oblique, right? So if you have actually found this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and also share the video. Thanks for watching.